are dads, and we love tech, and we know your dad does too. It's Joe and Tony. Welcome to Dadgets.
I mean, work's been pretty busy for you, right?
I mean, too busy. This is the thing, but it's not even with work. I've
Oh,
got enough on my plate with the work stuff. Like here, you got to make sure
right.
this is done by, we need this done by Friday. And you got to make sure you talk to this
Yeah.
guy and then this guy over here. Now they're like, oh, we're going to do extracurricular at work.
Oh
Like,
my.
no,
Yeah.
I want to clock in, clock out and go home. Now, Joe, they're saying, we're going to have a big party because there's a big deal. It just closed. So,
Oh, well, that's
um,
cool.
it's cool, but like, can I just celebrate at home? I don't, I don't want to. Like, I'll tell my wife I did a good job at work. We can shake hands, give a high five, and then I'll carry
Right.
on my day.
Is it really a real party though? I mean, you party with not people you work with.
So exactly, because in the past they've had these things and they are dull. They are very dull. I feel like, okay, if we're gonna do this, let's make it a party. Like that way I'm more motivated to go and stay
Right.
and have a good time. Like make it a real party. Like if the food is great, if they let us have drinks,
Ooh.
we've got lots of people that are loosen up with some drinks,
Yeah. Coors Light always
some
helps.
Coors Light into my
Uh-huh.
boss, and then my boss is telling me about all his marital problems and all that,
Hey. Hey. Yeah.
all the great things that happen at work parties. But what I'm saying is like we should like have music, like we should have like
Oh
party
yeah.
music.
You can't have a party without music.
You can't. It's
Right.
the worst. It's the worst. So I was looking into it because like I know you have kind of a small army of them as well, but I have a bunch of like little Bluetooth speakers that I've just
Hmm.
amassed over the years.
Yeah.
Like I get
I got one in every room.
one in every room.
Yep.
They're getting fancier to where you can like sync them up
Hmm.
now and they all play the same
Yeah.
thing. And but that
Right.
doesn't work sometimes. And like they're a great gift. So like I get given one for
Yep. Great white
Father's Day.
elephant gift. Yeah.
It's perfect. And they're
Yeah.
always on their Amazon loves to have sales specifically on
Hmm.
Bluetooth
Oh
speakers.
yeah,
So
92% off constantly.
great. That's almost free. I'll take
Right.
that. So but I didn't feel like any of these would be like pack
Mm,
enough of a punch to
right.
actually get that vibe that I want,
Hmm. It's a
to get
technical nightmare too, trying to get that all synced up.
right, right. And what are you going to do? Hire a DJ to come in here? Like I
No.
can get my work to get the good toilet paper in the
Hmm.
bathrooms. They're not going to hire, mix master throw up from downtown to come in and spin, you know. So, okay, so I was looking and I found this speaker and I think it is the greatest Bluetooth speaker I've ever seen. It is the
Wow.
monster, literally the monster rock and roller 270 indoor outdoor portable Bluetooth
Oh
speaker.
wow.
Look at this
Yeah.
thing. So it literally looks like a rolling suitcase. It has
Wow.
wheels on it. That Look how
Yeah.
big this is. So it's got a handle at the top. It's got wheels on the bottom like a suitcase would. It pulls the handle retracts like you'd be with walking through the airport with your luggage. Only instead of luggage, it's the biggest Bluetooth speaker you've ever seen. 200 watts of power.
Okay. Oh, that's a
Two
lot. That's good. That's
That
good in terms of
is
watts.
so many
I can't
watts.
get there at all. I can't get close to that with my 15 Bluetooths at home.
No, even if you tape them together and like I say, sunk them all
Right.
up, you're gonna
Oh,
what break?
I've tried.
You're gonna break what 30 watts? Like this thing is 200 watts. It says 270 degrees of sound,
Okay.
and so
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 some
it
people are left out. That's
well yeah.
unfortunate. You have
If you're standing behind the
you have
thing,
90 degrees of people. Yeah. Is that just you hear nothing?
no, you don't hear you don't get to hear it. This is the thing.
That's
That's why at
strange.
parties you got to be walking around. You got to be mingling. You can't just be the
Right.
wallflower. You're gonna
Right.
not hear the music. And it says it claims to have up to 100 hours of playtime, meaning that 100 hours of a battery charge, because this is meant
Whoa.
to be portable. This is not meant
Right.
to be plugged in. So 100 hours of battery charging. So, I mean, this looks like the ideal Bluetooth speaker for not only my work function, but like, I mean, think of you could go blast people out of the park, out of the
That's
beach.
right.
I mean, nobody is going to be left out of hearing all this when you turn this bad boy on.
Yeah,
You know,
just in my backyard, the birds are chirping too loud. Like, get out of here, birds.
blast them
Busting
away.
that Bob Seger.
Oh yeah,
Gonna
yeah, yeah. And
blast the
play.
Bob.
It's got all kinds of knobs, big knobs on it, and buttons so you can crank. You can mess with your bass and your treble and your, all that. The volume, crank that. I can't imagine
Yeah,
cranking this
this
thing up.
thing looks badass. I mean,
I
if
mean,
I come rolling up, I'm pulling a cooler in one hand, I'm pulling my giant Bluetooth speaker in the other. I mean, here comes Dr. Fun, everybody.
didn't even
And
think
you guys
about
are
the.
too uptight. You
Yeah,
need to
yeah,
relax.
right. I didn't even think about the beautiful image of rolling two things at the
Mhm.
same
Right.
time. A cooler,
Pretty
a
cool.
cooler on your left, and a in
Right.
your and your monster speaker on the right. And
About
and like you
8
said,
bags around my neck.
this is just a portable party experience, truly. And it's even got, hey, if you're into the karaoke, it's got, looks like it's got a mic plug in. You can plug in a mic to it and
Wow.
crank it
Okay.
up.
I was wondering because that's something I love to do
Mm-hmm.
wherever I
Mm-hmm.
go. I
Yeah,
mean,
what's your
sometimes you got
go-to?
to go to one of these karaoke bars.
Yeah,
Yeah, my go-to usually is some Cher.
right.
I'll go into some Cher because it reminds me of my mom.
But you like,
And I miss
you
her.
like,
I
but you
miss her
like
like hell.
I would love to hear you doing it out of the monster rock and roller.
Hmm.
Because first of all, it would be the most loud that you could ever be.
Right, almost to the point where you couldn't hear my voice
Mm-hmm.
potentially. Yeah, and you know, you guys, as always, shouldn't just take our word for it. We
Mm-hmm.
have some wonderful
Oh
reviews
yeah.
here to give you a
Yeah.
better kind
Oh
of
yeah. Word has gotten
idea
out
about
about
this
this thing.
product. Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's definitely gotten out there. I haven't really seen too many of these in the wild, but just from our experience looking at this online, it's there's a community, kind of a grassroots community, starting to really take off, and we're
Yeah.
I know you're in the chats. You told me
Yeah.
that to kind of try to kick off a gathering,
Mhm.
where
Oh
we all
yeah.
kind of
Oh yeah.
sync up and play them all at the same time. So
They're calling it the Monster Rock and Roll and Ruckus, and the idea is that they're gonna all gather together in the park. They're gonna go downtown, and ideally, I think sometime the next holiday weekend, they're gonna
mhm.
go and they're gonna get them all together. They're gonna pick a playlist. They're vote. That's the thing in the forums right now. They're voting on playlists, and so like they're gonna get some Rage on there and some ICP and like some badass fucking songs. And
Songs that everybody wants to hear
that everybody wants
all
to
the
hear.
time. Yeah.
Right. It is going to be. I mean,
Wow.
don't get near downtown that day because your bones will
No, I'm
vibrate
a
right
little
out of your
worried.
body.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's going to
Um,
be.
yeah, and I think too, you guys should really. My suggestion is also, not just for partying, but late night Christmas caroling when it's that time of year. Just
Didn't
go
even think
around
of that.
door to door.
Right. Right. And it's all weather, so it's going to be
Mhm.
fine in the snow. And it's got the
Exactly.
wheels. You can just
Yep,
drag it right through the damn snow.
it's
Hell,
perfect for
make your
that.
kid carry it. It weighs
Yeah,
30 pounds,
right.
so she'll
Just
be
kind
able
of
to handle it.
a caddy for your
Mhm.
speaker. Um,
Perfect. Perfect. Well, you pulled up a video here of a gentleman who's also been reviewing it as well. What does he have to say?
I'm going to be talking about this Monster Bluetooth portable speaker. This thing is a beast and surprised me in a lot
hell
of ways, and
yeah.
I'm really
Hell yeah,
glad I
it
purchased
is.
it. So,
You better
Surprised
smile
me
when
in
you
a lot
say
of ways
that.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, he's
one
by
of
the
my favorite
pool. He's
things
got a
that
nice
it always
pool.
just connects and
The way he's crouching in front of that pool, though, I do feel like there's a
I
high probability of him falling into his pool backwards.
as two things. One, a fan of comedy. I love
Hmm.
when people get pushed in the pool. I think
Right.
it's hilarious. So I'm always on the lookout to see an opportunity for that to
Mhm.
happen. And two, as a dad who's worried about safety and accidents and is worried about electronics getting wet, I'm very nervous that he is so close to the edge of the water here.
works. So when I turn it on, it says Bluetooth. Yep. And then
Wow. I don't know if you can hear that voice, but the Bluetooth voice, he says Bluetooth, and then the thing responds with Bluetooth.
So it's got kind of an AI kind of voice to it to let you
Right.
know that it's been connected. That's the other thing too. Trying to connect something with Bluetooth, that's super helpful, truly, because when I'm trying to connect something to Bluetooth, it's like it's a secret. Did it
Right.
connect? Didn't it?
Well, I'm wondering though if anytime anyone's standing around it and just says, "Oh, it connects via Bluetooth," or anybody says anything close to Bluetooth, is that thing just gonna turn
Right.
on and start
Yeah.
rocking out?
Maybe it could be the secret, like a phrase, like the activation phrase. Like all of a sudden, then it's going to start rocking out. to some Bob Seger.
Within a couple seconds. It has this really nice thing if you want to roll it, so it's portable.
Good
Just
length,
like luggage.
good length on the arm. I feel like on
Big
the
kind of
handle.
question unanswered for me is it, can you fit that in the overhead compartment of an airplane?
This is the thing. So looks
It's
can
not
be deceiving.
specific, right?
It's not specific, and looks can be deceiving. So it looks like it could fit. I say if you were eyeballing it, you could say yeah. But the thing is those airplanes they're not uniform. Those overheads.
They're getting smaller, and I'm not going to fly all the way to Orlando with that thing on my lap. Hell no.
Oh, no.
Especially if they don't let me play it.
That's
it'd be one thing if I could play it.
Right.
Remember this one?
Anybody here like Tom Petty?
Carry it with this nice carrying handle too. It's a little bit heavy, maybe, I don't know, 25, 30 pounds, but this thing is amazing. The battery,
that's nothing. I carry 2 or 3 of them.
I can charge it and take it with me. It says $100.
He said that, but he's really out of breath.
I don't know what volume.
Yeah, he is from lifting that, I think.
This works really well. So
whoa, what was that?
What is that?
Boost on.
Yeah.
I feel like it sounds just a little bit better,
boost.
especially in your.
Ooh, so he's a boost guy. This guy's
he's a definite guy. He's got that sub on his floor.
Oh yeah,
he's got that woof on the floor.
He's
that little box that does a lot of damage.
Well, yeah. I mean, this thing is like I say, this thing's rattling some windows. It might set off some car alarms, especially you get that boost going. I mean, look out.
You got to have the sub.
Has these LED lights on it as well at night, and then also it's a wireless charger. So if you put your phone on, it charges it. So
wow.
One thing I didn't realize it had when I bought it is this microphone. Hello.
Huh.
So if you want to do,
keep going,
not
man.
very good at karaoke there.
No, he's not.
It's not even the words.
No.
Was he confused in doing Lionel Richie there?
Yeah, I think he was trying to do Lionel.
Oh, he's trying to get into Lionel. Okay.
Yeah.
If you want to do DJing or something like that, you can talk through it. A couple other things to mention is that on the back here you have a little pouch for your cords, which is actually really
like a kangaroo.
Cool. Yeah.
If you're traveling with it, you can charge and keep your microphone in there.
Yep.
It has like a little rubber flap for the charging port. This thing is supposedly weatherproof if
Keeps
it
it
gets
safe.
caught in the rain. It's not going to ruin it. It even has a little bottle opener.
I might just leave it out in the rain.
Right here. So they really thought of everything.
Play a sad song while you're in the rain. It'd be perfect.
I would highly recommend.
So that's a great review. I think that's a really good walk through of everything the product can do.
And like I say, the guy's got the pool. He's got
a bitchin' pool. I mean, he's definitely throwing a party every week.
And there's the thing, he'll be able to leave that monster out.
Yep.
And just leave the music going. Just keep the party going all the time.
Yeah, just a loop, same 10 songs.
10 songs. Everybody, hey, Mike, you think you could maybe put on a different song, or maybe I'm
having a party next week.
And this is the thing too. It's dangerous too when you got a pool and a kick-ass setup like this because people don't want to leave, and then you got to like, all right, hey, I'm getting so tired. I'm getting it's about time to turn in.
Okay, good night.
Do some more cannonballs. Greg's got this speaker. It's got 100 hours charged. So it's going to be over. So he's in trouble. But I'm sure other people out there. What do they have to say?
If you're really trying to get the party going, you need to get yourself a giant speaker. This one here is literally called a monster speaker, and it's called that for a reason. If you show up to the beach or a party with one of these, then you better be ready for some crazy bass.
That's what that's like, man, that's so cool. If I show up to the beach with this,
right?
Are you guys ready for some heavy bass? Crazy bass?
That's all anybody wants in this life, right?
Right.
Is to go to the beach and get blasted with some crazy bass.
Imagine not being ready. Imagine bringing that speaker and not being ready for the bass. I think that would be kind of a enormous oversight, I would have to say.
It's kind of got a lot of bass.
Right. The sand is just kind of shooting up in the air.
Right.
What I love about these speakers is despite being huge, they're actually pretty easy to carry.
I just want to point out that Sam is wearing a chain. I clocked a silver chain there around his neck.
Around,
nice.
So I can enjoy insane bass
so cool.
no matter where I go.
love Sam.
Insane bass. I don't listen to Ace of Bass. I listen to insane bass.
Yeah. You do.
I think they should come back I mean, I'm one of those guys, 7 a.m. on my way to work. A lot of people listen to NPR, their dopey podcasts. I'm blasting techno. I'm pulling up next to you as you're like still kind of waking up. Maybe you have a headache. You're putting the kids to bed.
Haven't got the coffee quite.
I got up 4 o'clock. I showered. I shat. I ate a full, giant breakfast. I'm ready to go. I
Right.
pull up next to you, windows down, 50-degree day.
Yeah.
Techno bumping.
Right. This is the rhythm of the night. I mean,
and you can't get away from me. You can't get away. I'm going the same way you're going.
The same way as you. Taking the same turns.
You're racing through traffic trying to get away from me. But I'm not going anywhere.
We keep
you can still hear me 8 cars away. Can't shake me.
No. And this is the thing. Most people be like, okay, we get the same destination. Okay, it's going to stop. No, you turn your car off, you get out, and you bring the monster rock and roller with you.
That's right. It keeps going.
It keeps going.
I follow you into the store, into the gas station.
Crazy bass.
Crazy. It's kind of insane.
It's kind of insane, this bass.
Yeah. Lock us up and put us away with this bass.
Yes, exactly. So I don't know. So this is going to be perfect for the office party. I hope everybody likes me after doing this. I hope I'm able to fit in more at work. And like I say, I hope everybody can lighten up, loosen up, have a good time. I mean, we work so hard. Let's drink on the company's dime and let's listen to the playlist that I made. You know, and let's have a great time.
What a great way to get to know somebody, you know, by their playlist.
By their playlist and by their giant, huge speaker that you can drag around with you and assault everyone with the greatest music that you think you have. So this
Tony, is what's your rating on this one?
I think this is a good product. I would definitely get this and recommend this. I think everybody should have a monster rock and roller. So this is good for me.
I definitely agree. On a rating scale of bad to good, I would say this is definitely a good product as well.
Mm-hmm.
From the junk drawer and back of the closet, it's products of Dagic Past.
So, Tony, I mean, you know, there are times where I am, you know, drinking my La Croix outside of my, you know, backyard, looking up at the sky, reflecting on my day. Yeah. And I finish my drink and I crush it in my hand, you know, so I can get it. And I can never quite get it.
Yeah.
I was doing that the other day. Yeah. Sometimes you do like the crush, like, you know, just, and then, but the one where you try to flatten it with your hands, it just can't quite get it down.
No.
And I was like, I wish there was a way. And I was like, oh yeah, there is a way. There used to be a way that we'd see it all the time. I'm talking about those can crushers.
Yeah.
That used to be in almost every North American kitchen. Right in the center of the kitchen, usually.
Right.
Just a hideous, you know, can crusher with a big handle. The one we're looking at here specifically is called the crusher.
The crusher.
Yeah. But what you would do is you know, it's just a handle. You lift it up. You put your, you know, can of Surge in there, or whatever you're drinking back then.
Right. Yeah.
And you know, one of those old 7-Up cans, and you just crush that can, and it flattens it to completion. Flattened to completion. You can basically, you could spin the thing like a dime at that point.
Very clean crush, very flat.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden now you've taken that what was trash.
Yeah.
And you've compacted that trash into next to nothing, taking up no space, you know, little to no space. And you're able to then toss it in the recycle bin, the trash, whatever you want to do. You've reduced your footprint via crushing the Surge can.
And that's how we used to do it back in the 80s. You know, I mean, I think that, you know, that's a time where our dads were definitely getting like the message. I wouldn't say it was connecting, but getting the message that, you know, things aren't going so well. This kind of waste that we're producing is a problem.
All the teachers were in our ear at school, right? Like, you know, that agenda, so to speak, had rolled out like, you're destroying the earth.
Look at these, you know, arrows in a circle, you know, you get it. And
it's recycled.
You know, it took me a couple grades for it to sink in, but you know, our dads didn't get that kind of education. No. They weren't hip on that, you know.
Right.
And this was a way, I think, you know, to bring our dads that satisfaction of recycling, because it's pretty darn cool to crush something.
It's super cool. Yeah. And manly, and like you say, it was a way for them to kind of meet in the middle. It was like, hey, everybody's got to kind of help out. We all have to do our part because things are, it looks like things are going to be, and this was in the 80s, and they're like, we do this for a couple years and we'll probably be right back on. Everybody will be back on track. It'll be fine.
Right.
Just everybody, let's recycle for a couple of years. Then maybe we'll do the ozone thing. We'll get rid of the hairsprays and everything will be fine again. And so the way that they got everybody, the way that they kind of like enticed dads over to their side, they were like, so we noticed you guys are drinking lots of beer. We noticed you're drinking lots of cans of beer and cans of soda. And so why don't we, those take up a lot of space. So what if we crush them? Because we're going to recycle. Everybody's got to recycle. But like if you crushed them, I mean, that would be, the satisfaction of you put that dead soldier, that dead can in the, basically like in its execution chamber, right? Like, okay, I'm done with you. How do I mark this occasion? You lift that handle. I mean, real barbarian shit, right? Like just like lifting the handle and like getting and just ripping it down.
Like a broadsword just coming down like flat on someone's head.
Your enemies,
your boss's head. Yeah. Just flat.
Just killing them. And like you crushed that can to nothing, and it would, and the noise, the crunching noise, it would just like it was so visceral, and it spoke to your bones,
right.
And then, like I say, you've taken the can, you've squished it to just a pancake, and then you just take it, you throw it in the recycle can, and then and then they did this part 2 of that was they were like, hey, how'd you like a little bit of money for them cans that you just crushed?
Yeah.
And so then all of our dads and grandpas and uncles and older brothers were like, I could use a little bit more money.
That's right.
I could use some of that money to buy more beer.
Trash into gold. And it's more cans that you could take to the recycling center, per trip, because you got all these crushed cans. And not only that, I think it's also like now I get to conserve space. I mean, that's a huge thing. Dad's packing the car for a vacation trip, trying to get everything in. This is just a dream for them as well, because now it's like I have this item that was big, now it's smaller. I get more cans in my recycling bin or in my bag to take to the recycling center. It really just it scratched 2 itches all at one. You could crush your cans so that if your children sensed any weakness in you, you could just set that straight quickly by crushing 20 cans just right in a row.
Oh, it was a great punctuation. It was a great like angry punctuation. Like, what do you mean? What do you mean the Donaldsons are coming over tonight? You didn't tell me about that. You'd crush it, and then that's
the soundtrack of my childhood. Yeah.
Right. But you're absolutely right. It was economical on both levels. It was economical for space, because that's, again, dads love taking things that take up a lot of space and making it down into nothing. And then, like I say, the change you would get, the great aluminum can gold rush of the 80s and 90s, where our fathers turned into like prospectors, and they were just like, shut that can. Ooh. Don't be throwing the Mountain Dew can in the trash. We're going to crush it, and that was how they got on board. That was how they got on the recycling board, and it was just like, let's go. Let's save the planet. And I'm going to take these trash bags to the recycle place and get a check for $6.
Yep.
And
I did my part.
Oh yeah. Little kids around the neighborhood collecting cans and like crushing them up for ice cream money. And like the crusher became another tool for the household to like get by,
That's right.
And so it really brought the family together, and like you say, scared them at the same time.
Yeah, it just let them know how you're feeling, because you couldn't say. And and I got nostalgic for this product, and definitely just the sound, so I was looking on eBay for one, and I definitely, they're all filthy. None of them, everyone I found is just completely filthy, rusted through with beer and soda, and because you didn't wash it.
No, nobody was washing these things out. They just as they left your lips, it went immediately into the can crusher, which I'm surprised. And in our research, we didn't find. I'm surely there was very like horrible cases of, accidents happening.
Oh yeah, I'm sure
maybe somebody
like crushed their hand,
little too tipsy, maybe slamming it down too fast. So so you had to find it on eBay. So like, is it pretty much like, is it a bygone, like, you know what I mean? Is it?
Exactly. So I was thinking, okay, maybe they still make it, and I found something really cool. They do still make it, but I found a pneumatic can crusher. So it's using air and hydraulic power to crush a can. Which that's pretty dang cool too.
Now we're talking.
It's sort of like the Venn diagram for us over here. Yeah. We like crushing cans and we like the tech.
Yes.
So the product I found, it's a 12 ounce to 16 ounce pneumatic can crusher.
Oh, good.
And people really seem to love it. I read all the reviews like pretty late at night. I went through every single one.
I went through a lot of cans.
Videos.
Went through a lot of cans.
Went through a lot of cans, and so I found a pretty good review from Telly, which I think really describes the product kind of perfectly.
This is from Telly.
Telly.
All right, guys, I'm trying out this new automated can crusher. I got it wired from my garage.
I think he's been trying it a little bit more than he's admitting.
Been trying for a little while.
I think he's about 10 cans deep right now.
Into the house just for right now because I ain't got.
Okay, so he's wired it he's wired it from the garage into the house. Now, you and I both know that separating the garage and the house is usually a wall, and so
he's got some kind of hole he punched through the.
He's punched a pretty big hole in his wall, so he can run the wiring and the air tubes and stuff. It's safe. He's not putting it all together, so it's like, but it doesn't look too clean. You may want to cover that up, maybe.
Yeah, I think the wiring is definitely questionable here.
Yes.
But you get something in a box, you're excited to use it. You just got to go with it. Like, I'm just going to make this work.
Right.
These are the cans I'm using. They're just a couple different sizes. I ain't got no tall boys, but this is like the biggest can I've got.
The can he's putting in there is a Monster Beast can.
It's a Monster Beast.
Tallest can he's got.
Yeah, delicious Monster Beast energy drink.
Right, he's pumped up on energy right now.
He's jacked up.
Oh, okay. That sound is impressive.
Okay,
goes in there. I got my dog feeder down there, so I ain't got it really in the right spot. But
yeah, it missed the trash can.
It missed the trash can. Yeah, it missed it. It spat it, but it crushed it. I mean, using the power of air, it crushed that thing really fast and
very smooth.
Smooth, fast, and then it spits the can out at you.
These little monster cans, they struggle with me a little bit sometimes. Like they fall over.
That's gonna be a problem.
They fall over. Maybe don't put your hand in there.
Monster.
I just gotta tip them up.
Nope, missed again.
Oh, jeez. Oh, I'm nervous.
Red Bull.
These ones do pretty good.
Okay, good. Oh, Shootsy scores.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, almost right up the rim there.
Oh, it just sounds terrifying.
It works perfect. It's definitely worth the money. I love it.
I don't know if that works perfect, but
it works perfect.
Yeah.
And also, you shouldn't go, I ain't got it in the right spot, but it works perfect. Like, maybe one doesn't. I mean, that sounds scary. Like the can manual was scary enough.
Right.
You get tech behind it now, though. Mm-hmm. Now it really sounds. I mean, the other one was loud, but like you're waking the whole house up with this one.
Yeah, it's like a factory noise. It's like you're inside of a factory. And it's that big kind of press coming down, like that ka-chunk that you get from that sound.
I mean,
which is,
and that's the dream. That's what we want. We crush the cans small so it can go to the recycle place where they use their crusher.
Yes.
And I've seen videos of their crusher where they're doing the cubes, like where they're crushing a car into cubes and stuff. Like, that's the dream. This guy with this pneumatic one, that's just the next step. We're gonna need heavy machinery going out.
That's right. And I think that stuff should be out in the market. Anyone should be. I mean, in America, it's a free country. I should be allowed to ka-chunk at my backyard if I choose to.
Right. Well, and this is the thing, you're not only being American, you're not only being a patriot, you're saving the freaking earth.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? We're doing our part here. Why don't you let us do it however we want to do it? However loud we want to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
I'm holding back the tears right now, Tony. That was beautiful.
Well, thank you. Well, thank you. I mean, like I say, I'd love to see these come back. I think honestly for the planet, like everybody, go on eBay, get yourself a can crusher or get yourself a pneumatic one. Just please watch your fingers and your hands and all that. And please be safe when you're using these, when you're trying to save the earth. Well, we hope we've made the tech landscape a little bit easier to navigate for you and your dad. We'd love to hear from you and your feedback on the tech we covered today. If you have a gadget you think dads will love, send us an email at dadgetspodcast@gmail.com. We rate products, but you can rate us on Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts. You've been listening to Joe and Tony. This has been Dadgets. Talk to you next time.